Hi, and welcome to the Early Bird Special with your hosts, Carol Montgomery and Julia Scotti. And now, here's Carol Montgomery. Hey, everybody. How was that? Was that good? Was that good? My husband had to do something. Whoop, I did something wrong there. My husband was away. I had to do some business. So it's just me. So I think that worked. Someday I'm going to actually, I think I told you this, I will figure out how to put the music in. But every day is a challenge. I'm just trying to check to make sure that I'm all squared here. I tried to do a green screen today, and I do have a green screen now. Well, it's not green; it's gray. But then when I went on to do it on StreamYard, they told me I had to have a blue screen or a green screen, and I have a gray screen, so it didn't work. But I did use it, and I was very excited. And my husband put up little. You can't really see that, but we've got little hooks, and I just put a big. We're learning. We're working by hook or by crook. So what's happening today? Is anything happening? Anything going on? Does anyone know what's? Is there something maybe going on? Oh, right, it's impeachment day. Um, but we're not really going to talk about that. I've decided because we're going to just let that play out because we all really know what the answer is to all of this because he will not be convicted. So why bother? Other things happening. My husband and I, next week, I think will be eligible for the vaccine. Woo! And then I was wondering, I want to throw this out to the people with the vaccine, like because so many people were like, I don't want to take the vaccine until other people take the vaccine. So now we can't get the vaccine. So now we want the vaccine. So I know I'm going a little into that conspiracy stuff, but I think that's what's the plan to say, well, you can't have it. What do you mean I can't have it? Because if you could have it, you wouldn't want it. Does that make any sense to anybody? Is it just me? Probably just me. Um, but yeah, so we next week we get to find out. But I did go because I was like, okay, let me go see if there are any appointments. There are no appointments in New York City. I don't know what it's like the rest of the world. Our guest today is from California. We'll find out. Um, uh, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, somebody did just say that. Hold on. Risa says she got her first COVID shot this morning. And took 4 hours for the pain to set in. Okay, make you laugh. All right, no pressure. Thanks, Reese. Let me because I'm babbling, as you know, I want to do on a day like this because I was up at 7 a.m. I had to take my mother-in-law to the doctor. So there's, and 7 o'clock is, wow, 7 o'clock is really fucking early, people. I don't know if anybody else actually gets up at that early, but wow, it's early. So anyway, let me bring on Julia. Let's see what Julia has to say. We have a fabulous guest, Eleanor Kerrigan. She will join us in a couple of minutes, and we will talk, and I'll tell you all about her. She's so funny. Love her to death. Please welcome Julia Scotti. Hello, darling.
Senators and congresspeople and esteemed members of this august body. He is guilty as shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I was rehearsing for my one woman show. Uh, Mrs. Samuel Clemens on Broadway.
Well, Hal Holbrook died, so
Now that he died, you know what? Anybody could play. I could be Mark Twain in drag.
you could. There
That's
you
my new
go.
show, Mark Twain
Mark,
in drag. Hello. Yeah,
did you
yeah.
get your vaccine yet?
No, and I should get one because for a couple of reasons. I'm an essential worker now
Mm-hmm.
because I'm doing DoorDash, and apparently uh, delivering chicken is an essential service.
Mm-hmm. Who knew?
Who knew? But I don't. I have not gotten one. You're very lucky. Everybody I know is getting it, but me. Just
No,
like unemployment.
yeah, but I didn't get it yet. I because next week they open up in New York City for people with pre-existing
Oh,
conditions,
okay.
and because I have high blood pressure, it is considered a
Well,
pre-existing
for
condition.
Christ's sakes, I got a gigantic scar going down my chest. What? That doesn't trump your. Sorry. That doesn't beat your high.
Well, but you're in Jersey. It's a whole other thing.
I know.
My sister got hers, and she's in Jersey. So
I
I
know
don't know.
where. I know where she is.
Oh, that's right. So
She's
what?
in. You know why? Because she's in Rich Town, where the rich people live, and they get everything. I'm down here in the ghetto.
Well, yeah, that's probably more true than you think. I mean, you
No,
know,
no.
they were having. I know in L.A. they were having COVID parties where a billionaire was paying a doctor to come and give everyone vaccines. That's what.
What?
Yeah.
Ugh, disgrazia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
So what's going on, Julia? Anything exciting happening?
not much. I mean, I'm more. No, not. Well, I'm writing. I'm working on the new album.
Oh, great.
That last string of word salad I just tried to get out of sentence was not part of the album.
Okay, good.
But I'm bugging everybody I know, calling up and is this funny? Is this funny? And so I better get this material together soon.
When are you recording?
Well, last last October, right? Really was when we were supposed to record. I'm hoping that we do it this fall again.
Yeah.
We signed with a new label last year. We signed with 800 Pound Gorilla,
Right.
who's and I'm really excited about that. And I want this album to be better than the first one in terms of quality. In terms of quality of material. I feel like I'm moving to a different level. In terms of what I'm talking about up there.
Well, that's nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have to keep growing as comedians. That
Yeah, of
'cause you
course.
get stale, you get tired of it after a while.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so sick of my act. I can't even tell you. I am so tired of my act.
Really,
But
even though you haven't been able to work, I mean,
yeah, because I feel the same way. I want to get through. I want to start writing more, but it's like, oh, so I sat at home today and I cooked. It's not. There's not really a lot to do. I like to be out and
yeah.
about.
Well,
You
you're
know,
a kinetic person. You
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah. I like
Yeah.
to, and I also like I think we've talked about this before. I write better when I'm on stage.
Well, I think I think any comic worth his or her salt does that better. I mean, improv. I was having that conversation with somebody this morning where I felt like what I'm moving to now is where I'll have a joke, I'll have a piece, but I really will. I just want to improv on it for
Right.
as long as I can until I actually have to tell the joke. It was an actual exercise that we had in our writing group where we do that. We pass around. Everybody gets a word, and for
Right.
90 seconds you have to just riff on it. And so
Wow.
I found out that I'm good at that, and
Right.
I want to explore that more.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing a piece where I have to be really, 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 really. I'm going to reiterate, really clean. So that's been interesting for me because
Ah, okay.
it's more of a monologue because there's no way I can be clean.
Wait a
I
minute,
mean,
you're doing a piece for me too, and you don't have to be. Do you want to talk about the piece you're doing for me?
oh yes. Well, I'm doing a reading of this of
Are you now?
yes. And what's the play called,
It's
Julia?
called Love It.
Wow.
My
Wow.
latest work is called Love in Shades.
Yeah, and I can't I've reached the age where I've started to do character roles and I can't this is a perfect it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, we're doing a staged reading at the end of the month.
I know. Well, it's just going to be just like it's not going to be like people can see it.
No,
So
no, be a select group of people that'll be there.
all right. Listen, let's bring on Eleanor. The poor girl has been
Sure.
she called me frantic last night. She texted me going, "I don't know how to do this." And so I had to walk her through. Now, let me just say something about Eleanor. She is so funny. She makes just and such a strong comic. And we know each other, of course, from the Comedy Store. They did a big documentary on the Comedy Store. She's featured in that. She is also featured on the Comedy Central Bill Burr's series, The Ringers, and she's Andrew Dice Clay's opening act. So I think we have a lot of questions to ask her. So let me bring on Eleanor Kerrigan. Hello.
Hi. I've just been here crying. Hi, I was enjoying listening to you guys. I said yous because I've been in
Use,
Philly
yeah.
for 5 months. Sorry.
Nice.
I literally been just sitting back. I'm like, oh, that's great. Oh, wow. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm all. I got to do this. I got to do this.
Are you in Philly or in LA?
I'm back in LA.
Oh, okay.
I was in Philly. I drove to South Philly in August so I could see my mom because, they were like, don't fly, this, that. My mom's 82. So me and my niece drove cross country,
Oh, how
like
cool.
2 kooks. We had a blast. And then I just
Did you go
recently
straight
drove
through or
back.
did you stop?
Straight through. I stopped in Phoenix because I was working at House of Comedy.
Yeah.
So I did a show in Phoenix and we stayed in the condo. Me and my niece had a blast. She taught me how to TikTok. I learned so much.
But it's so funny.
She's 28 now, but that's the TikTok. And
Yes.
you guys do TikTok? You talking it out?
I haven't talked. I've been asked to talk, but I can't.
You're not a talker?
I'm a talker. But it's it's too much, Eleanor.
It's too much twerking
There's
for
too
anybody.
much twerking, twittering, Facebook.
Please. I can do anything. I called Carole in a panic. And I was like, please help me do this. And then I was talking to my other friend, Tammy Jo Deere, and she was trying to help me. And she goes, you know what? I don't speak Eleanor. I can't get you to figure it out. So I said, guess who speaks Eleanor?
But I have to just stop you for a minute because what I loved was that what Eleanor said at the beginning, Julia, which you and I would do also. She goes, I'm driving to see my mother, but I stopped in Phoenix because I had a gig. Because that's what fucking comics do. Like I'm
not coming. I'm not going to fully come and see. Like you're not getting all of me.
No, you got to make it worthwhile.
I got to share pieces along the way.
But I mean, like, I can't tell you how many vacations I've gone on with my husband, and it's because I had a gig there.
Of course, yeah. That's how you do it.
Where all of my marriages broke up when I was on the road. Come on, we can go. We'll have fun. We can reconnect.
We'll have fun in Iowa. It's fun.
We can reconnect in Council Bluffs. Yeah, we'll find that romance again.
Oh my God! So now you, I noticed because I follow you on all the socials. So you went out, like you've done some live shows.
Crazy! I'm a problem.
No, you're not. I mean, like I'm just, for me, like I'm still too terrified to fly. But I've seen you like all masked. And how is it out there? Tell Julia and I.
Well, I'll tell you, the first time I flew was in June, and I was a little nervous because that was new. And I looked, I had the mask, the shield, 2 masks, gloves. I flew like in a hazmat suit, and other people were just fine. And I was like, oh God. And then in Kansas City, the club owner at the comedy club, he had it all like wiping down mics. He had everything set up like in hopes of like moving quicker into opening.
Right.
And then there was just more out, like there was just, I feel like everybody's doing their part in the clubs, which I love. I didn't have any problems. We got the hotel room. The hotel rooms are all like, they're like, oh, this is COVID clean. How do I make that stop?
You take the muffins out of the oven.
I'm just going to turn the phone off.
Okay. So how do I told you she was more illiterate tech than we were, Julia.
No,
I grew up in a typewriter store. I have no idea. My dad owns a typewriter store. I worked there from 4th grade to 12th grade. That's all I know.
Are you talking about working now or last year?
She's been working.
By last year I worked in June when it was real scary. Right. And I felt unsafe because I was, it was in the heat of it. But then after a while I was like, oh, if we all just do our part.
Right.
Wear your mask, I wear gloves because I'm a little nutty, but you're fine. I did get COVID, but not from flying.
Wow. What happened?
Really?
What happened was I was home hanging with my mom, and I was home for I think it was like 3 weeks straight. And I was going to drive back to LA with my older brother, Tommy. I have 9 brothers and sisters. So if I say my brother, I'll just say their name.
Well, you have 18 children, 18 siblings?
I have no. I have. There's 10
A
of us.
total of 9. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, no, your mother, a poor Jesus.
No. Yeah, 9 brothers and 9 sisters.
Oh my God.
My mom's her legs are just in the air. She's just,
I was thinking, like Groucho's line about.
There's somebody
I like
crowning
smoking
right now
cigars, but I
on
take them
her.
out of my mouth once in a
Oh,
while.
that's
Sorry, go ahead.
hysterical.
Okay, so keep going. Let me hear this. I want to hear how you got it.
So what happened was, so we were about to drive back to Los Angeles, and my brother Tommy has been here a million times, but he's never drove. So he was like, that'll be fun, and we were all excited, headed out. We got to St. Louis, and my mom had gotten rushed to the hospital, and it was because she said she was feeling so achy, and she never asked for an ambulance. My mom doesn't cry wolf, she had 10 kids. She could like go into the hospital with the kid. Here it came out, like she don't complain. So she was achy, and here she had like an infection in her blood from, older people get it from UTIs and things like that. They couldn't figure it out in the hospital, so they put her on a COVID floor for 6 days.
Oh, man.
And then we begged to send her home. They finally sent her home. We were putting antibiotics. She had a PICC line. We were putting the antibiotics because me and my brother came back. We drove back from St. Louis because I was like, I'm not leaving now. And we stayed. We took care of her. And all of a sudden, after she got out of the hospital, like 3 days later, we all got sick.
Did she actually? But she never actually had COVID, or she did?
In the hospital, they tested her twice, and it came up negative.
But she ultimately wound up with COVID?
Yes, but she doesn't remember it because it messed up everything.
Wow.
What hospital was
It was brutal. We all wound up getting, when my little brother Bobby tested positive, I panicked and I was like, oh no. And here's the even crazier part. I had flown back here to LA to shoot something, and I had, the gloves, the whole thing, but I tested positive out here. So I added to the LA numbers.
What was
But
the
I never got
hospital in
really
Philly, though?
sick.
What hospital in Philly did that to you?
Methodist Hospital.
You can't trust.
Methodist. No, I'm kidding.
Can't trust Methodist.
Have you did you like complain to them? Like, because
Oh
obviously,
my God, yeah.
Okay,
My little sister called because we were like, you guys did this. You guys put her up there. And they were like, oh, their thing was, you can't say it's from us. I'm like, how can we not say it's from you?
Right,
Wow.
because they don't want to be sued.
wow.
But they're like, we don't know, like, because they can investigate and say, well, you went here or you did this or you did that. But we were all like, I literally would get up. I had 3 times a day put this thing into my mom's arm. So I was for sure right there. Like we weren't going anywhere. Go out and
Wow.
play. I was doing nothing.
So what was it? Was it mild? Like
For me, it was nothing. For my mother and my brother Tommy, it was horrendous.
really?
So scary. And I remember I went into my brother Tommy's room because he hadn't come out of his room for a while. And what happened was my other siblings were going just to take care of my mom because she was 82 and they didn't want to put her back in the hospital.
Right.
But they kept contracting it. So then they would have to go home and quarantine and not do. So it got down to, we wouldn't let anybody go in there. I said, you know what? I already tested positive. As soon as I tested negative in LA, I flew back and just took care of them because I was like, whatever, if I get it again, I'll just stay here. But those two, it took probably a full month.
Wow.
My mom's still a little, but she's 82.
So now, from the way I understand, you now have the antibody. So do you still get the vaccine?
Yeah, people say that. That's my favorite thing in South Philly. They're like, oh, you got it, so you're good. I'm like, no, that's not how it works, Fauci. It's not.
But I mean, and that kind of is true.
They say it would take a while or something.
Or you might get a milder.
I've heard other people who got it twice, and the second time was worse.
Are you going to get the vaccine though?
Did I?
Are you going to?
Yeah, if it's available, but I'm not. I don't qualify yet or something. So
Yeah.
No.
It's.
but I think I would take it.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
but what I said at the beginning of the show is like I don't trust. I feel better with this administration. I trust it better for this administration. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I still
I don't
don't.
trust any of them. So God bless.
Well, yeah, but I don't trust like the fact that it came out so fast. I still have a problem with that. Is your phone ringing?
I turned it off.
But so I don't know if this whole thing about not having enough vaccine is a way to make us all go, well, then we want the vaccine, don't we? So I mean, like I'll be 63. But I have a pre-existing condition, so I probably can go get it the next round. But I don't go anywhere. I mean, I literally, my husband and I, we walk twice a day. We go to the supermarket. You know, it's not like we're out. Like
Right.
if I see somebody without a mask in the city, I walk on the other
Go away
side.
from them. Yeah.
Right.
And that's why I say, if everybody does their part, like I did Vegas right after Christmas,
Right.
and I go to Harry Basil. I'm sure you know Harry.
No, Harry.
What a great setup. Like I said, the club owners, I feel like they are trying because they want to survive. So
Right.
they are doing everything in their power. Harry had 3 separate mics for each comic.
That's
He
great.
also had them covered. Nobody was allowed to like hang in the green room. There's no meet and greets. You do your set. The people are sitting almost 20. Somebody put a picture online of me and it looked like I was just talking to myself. And they were like, is that sound check? I'm like, no, that's the real show. But they're 25 feet back.
Wow.
You know, and then they're kind of in like a U shape and then they're spread out. So it is weird.
Mm-hmm.
The other shows I've been doing are the drive-in shows out here. And again, they change the mics, they wipe them all out. You can bring a cover if you want. Like I have those they look like little condoms you put on the top of them.
Yep.
So it's like now my mic is wearing a mask, I'm wearing a mask. You know, it's like you just have to do your part. And I feel like if everybody just took responsibility and did their part, we could start doing, you know, real stuff. But back to the COVID thing, like if everybody got it the way I got it, we should just be open. That's how it felt. Like I was like, this feels like a sinus infection.
Right.
With my family, my little sister, her husband, they got kind of wiped out. My little brother, not great. And then my older brother and my mom, like I walked in my brother's room and he didn't recognize me. He was that.
Wow, that's scary.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, what are we doing? You know,
how high was his fever? I mean, what was he?
You know what? To be honest, I don't know. My mom, we had a nurse coming because we had that PIC line. You know, they were coming in. But then they basically put like a letter on our house. Like they were like, oh, this is a COVID house.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, they come with a big red paintbrush.
Put a big COVID house. It was weird. Like when I tested positive, I panicked and I was like, I had done a show with another friend in Burbank, and my Tammy Jo was like, hey, you have to call everybody. And I'm like, what? I felt like the girl who broke out in high school. Like, hey guys.
Gave everybody mono.
Well, one of the reasons and Julia and I've talked about this on the show is one of the things that always used to freak me out when I was working all the time was if I got sick. You know what I mean? So, but now that we're all
gross.
Right. Yeah. But like, I was always like, I'm going to lose all my work, but who has fucking work now? Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, now's the time to get sick because, you know what I mean? Like
a lot of people are embarrassed to say, oh, I got COVID. And I get it because when I said it, I thought they were going to come to the house. I thought sirens were going to go off.
Right.
You know, they were going to come take me and put me in some kind of weird quarantine thing, you know, but you just have to wait it out.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Respirator.
Are you working now?
Yeah, actually we go on the road Thursday. I'm going to Florida to do some gigs at the Boca Black Box with
yeah. That's a great theater.
Yeah, it is. And then we're doing Boca Black Box, then we're doing Governors on Valentine's Day.
Oh, nice.
That's a virtual show. So
but you're going to be in the club doing it.
We're going to be in the club, but you know, it's all online, I guess. So
yeah, they were doing Governors
been testing it. Yeah.
They were doing some live shows there because Long Island is different than New York City. Because New York, still you can't. They will not open the fucking clubs.
Yeah, but they stopped it there too.
Yeah.
So
They
that's
did.
why
Jersey
they're
just
doing
opened up a
virtual.
little bit this week. Yeah, Saturday. Increased seating capacity in restaurants. It's just this past week.
But is
Which
that
is crazy?
Yeah.
Why do they get to go in restaurant? I went to the supermarket. I went to Ralph's the other day. They're like, yeah, you can't come. It was like a nightclub in the 70s. I felt like I was back at, I forgot my favorite club that I used to go to in New York City.
Studio 54?
Church.
Oh,
No.
Limelight. Oh, Limelight.
Limelight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Church.
Well, I mean, I go eat in the diner here, but they're very conscious of COVID protection.
Again, everybody has to do their part.
Yeah,
Like,
and everything they
clean
are.
up
I got to
after
say
yourself.
that about them.
It's just crazy. But then we're also doing Soul Joel's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we just did it.
We just did that.
Yeah,
How
that's
was it?
Oh, you're gonna. Oh, when are you doing?
I've done it a couple times by myself, but me and Dice are doing it. We're doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
You're gonna just make sure you have a jacket because it's
Oh,
cold.
I did it. I did it.
When are you?
I
When
have
are
a
you
picture of
doing
me
it?
on stage like this, trying to tell jokes.
No, when are you doing it?
This week.
Next week, Thursday.
Oh, so it's
I
gonna
think
be
it's,
Carol's right. Bring
16th, 17th, and 18th.
Oh, you know
bundle
what?
up.
Let's just all talk about how great he is because that's one of the rooms.
Yeah.
He's killing it.
Yeah, and
Killing it.
you know, it was the first time when we did the day. We did that. We did it.
2
we
weeks
did it.
ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the first time we were back on stage.
Right.
Wow.
Was in the summertime. We did a version, you know, a live version of Funny
I
Women.
remember he did it. Yep.
It was, you know,
trying, and he just kept doing it.
And he's nailing it. Oh, you're gonna have so much fun. They
I
are.
can't wait to do because now it's the heated dome.
Yes.
I did the other one, but now it's the dome,
But it's open on both ends, so you're you're right near the in the open.
Right near the train.
Yeah, right. You know, this guy, I swear to God,
I've never been so mad to have a train.
Nothing stops him, though. I mean, even the train guys, they wave to you as they go by, and you're on.
Yeah. We've all. I have a picture. There's literally a picture of me like this, looking at the train. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me with this train? But
yeah, I lost it. I lost it. It was right in the middle of a punch the first time.
It always is.
It always is.
Joke is
yeah, it always is. The train has a good punchline.
Yeah.
But those are the people, and also like Stand Up New York, which is they were the first people to do the outdoor shows in the city.
Yeah, I'm
over
working
the summer.
for Emilio too, Stand Up New York.
Yeah.
In Atlantic City, me and Andrew are doing his.
Oh, nice. Now, but that's
I forgot the theater. It's called.
That's the Claridge.
Thank you, Claridge Theater. Thank you.
In the city?
No, in Atlantic City.
Friday and Saturday on I think it's the 19th and 20th.
I'm just going to be Eleanor's interpreter now because
I'll just defer to you, Carol.
Eleanor. Can I tell you the funniest thing that happened earlier? I was talking to Carol, helping me with this because I'm an idiot on this tech thing, and I said, "Do you know Tammy Jo Deeren?" And she went, "Yeah, why?" And I thought, "Oh no, she don't like her." And then she went, I said, "Oh, she just is a big fan and said she wanted me to say hello." And she goes, "Oh, I thought you were going to tell me something awful happened." Like, she braced herself because that's where we are in life. Oh, who's dead?
She does that with me every time I call her now, because the last 2 times I called her, I was having heart surgery or some other natural disaster was befalling me. So she just naturally.
I'm always like, I don't like when people call me. I'm like, who died?
Yeah.
Who died? So when that's exactly, it's so funny because she's so right because that's exactly, she goes, you know, Tammy Jo Deeren. I went, yeah. Like, I was just like, what? Who? Because who just died?
What happened?
Mitchell Walters died.
Mitchell Walters died. Do you remember Mitchell?
Yeah, here's the thing. I didn't know Mitchell from the Comedy Store when I started. I started in '93. So he's already gone. But I met him years later in Vegas working with Dice. He came to see Dice because he was the one who made Dice move to LA. He made him showcase for Mitzi at the Comedy Store. He brought him in. So Andrew and Mitchell are like two peas in a pot. So yeah, it was awful to hear.
Yeah.
He was a sweet, funny guy.
Yeah. He was out of his fucking mind. He was out of his fucking mind.
Yeah. He died owing everybody money. God bless his heart. Good for him. Good for him.
So I
Do we,
mean,
do we know what happened? Because I still haven't heard.
I heard it was a heart attack.
oh, well,
Okay.
okay, and that does not surprise me. I
So-
would have, I would have hoped that he had his dick in a hooker when he had the heart attack.
Wild. Yeah, that would have made him.
That would have been like, and everyone would have went, yeah, that would, yeah. But it is interesting. Getting that back to the point about like you just get terrified. That's
Yeah.
that you're going to hear, like, even when, like, I only communicate with my kid. My son's going to be 29, but I've literally really only communicate through texting. So when I see his name come up on the phone, I'm immediately thinking, what happened? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
you know what I
wow.
mean? I'm always terrified. But also with this, because we're all just trying to survive this.
Sure.
I mean, like, go ahead.
One day's worse than the next sometimes. Yeah.
Right,
It's like,
right.
if you get through it with no phone calls, you're like, all right.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming both of you knew who. Do you guys remember Vic Henley?
I never got to meet Vic, but I was a fan only because I would listen to him on Opie's show.
Right. So that was heartbreaking because he actually didn't die of COVID, but that was right at the first few months when you could not get an ambulance. And because he didn't get an ambulance, that's why he fucking died.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Well, let's, can we uplift this conversation? Eleanor, let me ask you a question.
Who's dead?
No, nobody died. Let me talk to you a little bit something else.
Let me talk.
I assume we've both been in the business for a long time, and I used to work Philly when I started out all the time. And did we ever cross paths?
I probably not. I'm only going to say that because I started stand up like 14 years ago.
Okay.
And I was a waitress at the store for 12 years prior to that.
Okay.
And I was never doing stand up. So unless you came through the Comedy Store in the early days, I started in LA. I didn't start in Philly.
Okay, that explains it. No, I just was like,
Yeah.
I keep looking at you and I was watching your video. And I'm like, why don't I remember her? And now I know.
Sometimes I'll meet comic. Like the other night, I got to work with Caroline Ray.
Oh, she's the best.
Unbelievable, by the way. But she never came through the store that I remember, so I don't know her stand-up. I know of her, but I never really met her. And I'm standing at the top at the Asphalt Comedy Show at the Magic Castle, and again, it's a drive-in, so it's cars. So it's all new to all of us, but it was really new to her. Like it was her first time. So it was like me and Bill Burr and Tammy Jo just cracking up watching
wow,
her
what a show.
just destroy at a drive-in. And she was unbelievable. It's like, but I'm thinking, how do I not know this lady? How do I not know her?
Right.
I've been around comedy for this long, and I never really got to see her perform until the other night.
That's great. But what a lineup with all of you guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Spade was on. I bombed, and I said to Bill after I go, I'm sorry. Like I felt like I just didn't have a good. And he goes, "You did great. It's cars."
How much time did you have to do?
I think it's like 12 minutes. She tries to keep it tight. Yeah.
How many comics? There sounded like there was a lot of comics on the show.
God, I don't know the whole lineup, but yeah, I don't know how many comics. It's always great lineups, like because Tammy Jo did the shows at the Comedy Store, so she did the shows at the Comedy Store, so she usually pretty much the same roster because she would do them in the belly room, and people were just like everybody's always looking for stage time, so she built a great rapport with a lot of big comics and comics that she adores and stuff like that. So she's bringing them from all angles, from the store, from the improv, from you know what I mean. So it's kind of just a fun, always a great lineup.
So I'm curious because the weather in LA, of course, is way better than it is.
We have that on our side.
So they're doing a lot of outdoor shows now too, right?
Not as many as the East Coast was.
That's weird. Why aren't they
doing a ton of work on the East Coast outdoor shows? Like, not crazy, not making a lot of money, but at least getting
on stage.
That's something I wanted to ask you about. Both
Yeah.
of you really. I fear after all these years of working hard to try to get to the point where we're making some decent money. That now with this whole thing has been like a big reset, and when things come back, we're going to have to start dealing with all that. Well, it's not like it used to be, and
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh, they're already there. I'm already.
they're there, but they can
I'm doing it at
justify it
half.
now. Yeah,
Huh?
it's about half, not even half. It's like a third.
A third. Yeah. It's gonna be a long process. Like I was talking to, not to name drop, but Jimmy Schubert. And,
Who? Okay, go ahead.
what's his name? But I was talking to Schubert yesterday. Because him and Mitchell were real close too. So
Yeah.
they were the outlaw guys, and Schubert, he was saying that, like he said, he goes, oh, I got a club and it's real money, and I go, what's real money? And he goes, the real amount. Oh, that's good, because some clubs are, got I guess they got grants or something. I don't know how
Yeah.
people are surviving. I don't. The Comedy Store luckily had so many great years of late that they're surviving. But if this happened to Mitzi in '90s or early 2000s,
Oh yeah.
it'd be gone.
Look at Dangerfield for crying out loud. I mean,
That broke my heart. I finally performed there last year.
I'm sorry.
I never cashed it.
Yeah.
I
love
loved it though, because
Yeah, but I
nostalgic.
love that they paid us in a check.
Yeah.
Like a handwritten one. It's so great. I still have it.
Oh yeah. That's the thing for comics is we need to be on stage. And so when going back to Soul Joel, that first time we went back, I hadn't been on stage for 5 months. And you literally you get on it like the way you get on a bicycle when you haven't been on for a while. You're like, oh,
Oh, it's wobbly.
yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden you were like, boom, and everything went. But it's the money. Like I've said this before, is we're going to be doing summer money for at least another year, because you know how and I understand it. Like
I don't mind summer money. I just don't want it to be the summer of 1981.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I know that, like, we're supposed to be touring in the fall, fingers crossed, into big theaters, but who knows how many people, like, are they going to be doing it at 50%? Are they doing it at 25%?
I'm doing a theater this weekend. It's 50%.
50.
50.
How
Yeah.
many seats?
I'm sorry.
How many seats is it normally?
I don't know. To be honest, I've never worked it before.
Okay.
It's a performing arts center, so
Oh,
I don't know why I even said that. It just makes me sound.
I've
way
done
more.
a couple of those. Those are great.
Yeah, they usually have like 300-400 seats, I guess, normally. Unless it's a gigantic one, then
right. But the problem is that I keep saying the fall, because I really do think by that point most of the country, at least the elderly, will be vaccinated and protected. So I think there'll be more people coming out. But when it does happen, we're going to get a deluge of comedy. Like we'll all be working so much, because people are going to want to see comedy. It's just
I hope so. I agree. I mean, the vaccine, my mom's doctor told her, let your family get vaccinated and you just stay. And I was like, wait a minute, what is this vaccine?
Wow.
But I know a lot of people that have already gotten both shots, and nothing crazy. So
I know people have both shots too. The drugstore chains are supposed to be getting them soon too. So I think we're going to be okay. I mean, like Carol said at the beginning, I think Joe's doing a good job with getting this thing done. He's doing what he said he was going to do, and that's fine by me.
You said Joe. I was like, who the hell's Joe?
Joe, Joe.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I don't do politics. I'm terrible at life.
Joe and I are like this.
Yeah. But
Me and Joe are good friends.
Oh yeah.
But it is important to also say that you have, like, it is great that some of the clubs are doing the right thing.
Really working hard and doing their part, and like I said, and they all want to work just as much as we do.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I know that Peter Shore, I haven't fully talked to him, but we've been emailing, and they're excited to reopen soon, and they're just following all the protocols so
Right.
that they don't.
Where's that? What club is that?
At the store,
The
right?
comic
Oh, at the store.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I said it like that, like it was everybody.
Felicia Michaels said that you guys were doing comedy in front of the glass, and there was
We did do that, and this was the part that was weird. Like, they're saying, okay, no gatherings, blah blah blah, whatever. Okay, so they're following all the rules. They got everybody spread out. The tables all spread out. You can only sit at a table with people you're quarantined with, assumingly, or whatever. And they did that. And then we were in the original room, that big glass,
right?
And, looking out, and they set it up. They busted their ass to set it up and mic it up so they can hear us outside. We could hear them, and we were behind a giant glass, not a plexiglass, like a real glass.
Thick glass.
And they still wouldn't let us do it.
Wow.
So we started doing podcasts from there. We tried everything. The managers at the Comedy Store tried everything, followed every protocol, and they still kept shutting them down. It's like, listen, no fun.
Our numbers are getting better here, though. Aren't they? I know in Jersey they are.
No, everything's getting better, but for some reason, our business,
it's taken the weirdest, hardest hit.
And if anybody needs it, it's people need fucking comedy, because I mean, it's very
they need entertainment. My older brother Tommy, who runs the Kimmel Center in Philadelphia, he runs the Miriam, all that stuff, and the Academy of Music. That he's with us. He's out of work too, because that's his livelihood. That's and you're missing all that, the orchestra, the shows they would put, everything. And it's just like, God, he worked round the clock, because there was always shows going, and now they're just stuck.
Yeah, that's what we did. Soul Joel's, and tell me when you do it. Let us know if you feel this way. I felt like I used to watch films of Woody Guthrie going into the migrant worker camps, and he'd stand up on top of a pickup truck, and he just sing, "This land is your land."
I literally had to think, who the hell is Woody Guthrie?
I'm sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. I made a reference.
Well, what you said, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I felt like. We were like in a USO show or something like that. And
there are people doing out here in the back of a pickup truck.
Oh, really?
My friend Jesus Trejo, he did it on the Tonight Show. He did his from there because he tried to do it from a drive-in, but the audio wasn't good. So he did it from this another show that's in LA. I think it's called Low Key Comedy. And it's literally in the back of a pickup truck.
Oh,
wait, he did his Tonight Show spot from that's so great.
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's amazing. I mean,
Jesus is phenomenal. I don't know if you guys know him, but he was also on Showtime like you guys.
Oh yeah.
He had a special just come out like right before. Were we in quarantine? We may have been in quarantine when it came out.
Yeah, well, ours came out the day of quarantine.
Yes. And yours came out similar, like pretty close. That's the second one though, right?
Right. That was the second one. But
So
it was
good.
so funny. Thank you. But it was so funny because we were all like, this is going to be great. We're going to go on tour and everything. Fucking lockdown. Nothing. we were going to make so much money.
What do you think we were going to make something happen? Crazy?
We're on the Today Show, Eleanor. The Today Show.
The day before.
Day before, the next day, Hoda's in her living room,
It was so funny because we're literally sitting like, you're sitting there and, for me, because, it's my baby, I turn around, we're at a commercial break and there's, the background drop is the show. And we're sitting there, and it's me and Tammy Pescatelli and Julia. And we're like, this is so great. And we're laughing about COVID. Oh yeah, it's a bad flu.
COVID. Corona Bona.
Exactly. And then boom, nothing, gone, bye-bye. So hopefully in the fall, I keep saying that, hopefully in the fall. So
I hope so.
I know. I miss I have a friend of mine named Barry Friedman, who's a comedian from years ago. He's a road comic, and he asked me to read his book. It's all about, road comedy and everything. And I literally wrote this. I said, "You made me miss shitty one-nighters." And now I really do. I miss I miss it all. And I'm like, wow,
If you could just for the next few months pretend that COVID is like, you can pretend it is airborne syphilis and that penicillin hasn't been invented yet. If you think of it that way, we'll get past this inside of like 2 weeks.
Julia, I like your mind.
Thank you very much.
What do you think?
Ladies, we are at 45, so we have to. I know this is what happens. It goes so fast.
I know, it's just like sex.
So, Eleanor,
45 for you, Julia? All right.
Obviously, you want to plug the shows again with you? Please just tell.
So we're doing Boca Black Box, Florida. To be honest, because they're at half capacity, I'm sure they're all sold out anyway.
Right.
So Boca Black Box on the 15th and 16th, but the governor's one, if people want to see it, you could from your living room. It's $55 a household. So you could,
That's with dice. That's with dice.
Yeah,
right?
that's with dice. And that's on Valentine's Day. So what better way to spend Valentine's Day with dice?
With dice.
He's the romance novelist, if you will.
Julia?
And then the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th, we're at Soul Joel's.
Yes.
And the Friday and Saturday, we're at the Claridge in Atlantic City.
Please be careful. Yes, please be careful. Okay.
We're flying like hazmat suits. And
I've seen the photos. It makes. She's got videos that she does with him.
My God!
I'm on the road with this guy again, and like he's just.
We just berate each other. We just fight like crazy. You know what's sad? We fight so much on the road, and I can't wait to get back to it. That's how bad it is right now.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Julia, you want to plug your fabulous?
I'm at the Avenel Performing Arts Center this Friday and Saturday with Vince Valentine and Paul Lyons.
Oh,
and I just, you know Paul?
Vince.
Oh, you know Vince? Oh, okay. All right. Well, Vince is a good buddy, an old friend, and I don't know. Just this happened to fall in. It came in the mail this morning. I don't know where. It's called "Hello Boys, I'm Back." It's a CD apparently, and that's the backside of it. So you can get it wherever fine comedy is downloaded.
And I'm all over in Zoom now, so I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate the Zooming, but Eleanor, I miss you. I miss
you too.
I did her podcast at the Comedy Store.
She was so great. So awesome.
Let me tell you something about it, and then she's like the queen of the Comedy Store. Like the guys. The doormen are such dicks at the Comedy Store, and then all I have to do when I walk, every time I'm here to see Eleanor. Oh, okay. Well, okay.
I've never performed there. I've never been there actually.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm hoping to come out once this is all over.
As soon as we open it up, just drop my name. The door guys, I've slept with them all, so they're very. Oh yeah, right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you.
No, but I mean, I just met you and I miss you already. The very thought of you not dinging.
I would love to work with you guys one day. That would be amazing.
That sounds like fun.
Let me just. I don't like to ask people's ages, but I assume you're too young to be on the show, my show.
Is there an age limit?
Well, it's supposed to be women 50 and over, and then we've opened it.
I'm almost there. I'm
okay.
coming.
All right. No, because we have opened the live show to 45 and up. So are you getting?
Oh, then I'm in.
All right. The next time we go to LA. And we do a show there, God willing. I hate asking people sometimes because they're like, "Did you think that I'm 60?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't think you were 60. I just didn't know what you know."
You thought I was 60, and I'm.
I have an older sister. She's 10 years older, and we look a lot alike. In fact, her daughter is the one that drove across country with me, and people think she's my kid. It's hysterical. And so she's 10 years older. And if people ask our age, I'm like, she's older. But she looks so much better than I could. I'm like, You know, so people are like, she is. I'm like, I don't care. I don't think about age one way or
Good.
the
I would
other.
love. I've always wanted you on the show, but like I said, you you some women don't like to be asked their age. I fucking tell everybody I'm 63.
Yeah, I don't
But,
care.
so see, but I didn't. I thought you were probably somewhere in the 40s.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. So hopefully we will be able to do the show again. Wouldn't that be nice?
I
Yes.
hope you do because it's great and it's needed. And like you said, there's so many funny women
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
get overlooked just because of, oh, they're older.
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Older's funnier. What are you
Well,
talking about?
yeah, and that and Caroline Ray was the on the second special, and I mean, she just came in.
Unbelievable. I can't get over
Yeah.
how funny
Yeah.
she is.
Well,
Like I said, I knew her work. I just never saw her live. So
yeah, and but we all are. That's the thing. We're all
Yeah.
funny, and not that the guys aren't funny, but it's
Of
time.
course. Yeah.
It's time that we get our
Some of
due.
them are. I'll name them. No.
All right, I gotta run. I love you both, Eleanor.
Thank you. Nice meeting you, Julia.
Nice meeting you,
I'm so
Eleanor.
glad you were here, and I'm glad we figured out what the fuck to do with your computer.
With my idiot brain. Yes, thank you.
Goodbye, ladies. Love you both.
Bye.
Bye.